Hey, what is going on, everybody? And TGI Friday, and welcome to another episode of what I like to call Marvel Blog Force Fridays. It's not looking so good today. Today's blog is actually pretty garbo, but that's not entirely what I'm here to say now. I am about 95% better now. As some of you might have known that I was feeling pretty sick this week, so my apologies for not getting in any crucial videos that I would have liked to get done. But today, I really do want to talk about some of the news of the week, and that includes the Silver Surfer exploit issues, and why this is a problem for Marvel Strike Force and the game as a whole, the integrity of what's left of Scopely, if there is anything, and this game, and what this all really means. So first off, we're going to start off reading off the blog post. There's not a whole lot there, but there's a few interesting tidbits, and then after that we're going to jump into the second part of the video and talk about my perception and how I feel about what's going on right now with Silver Surfer, with the exploit issues. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, then stay tuned and you'll find out. So let's get started. Alright, and so here's today's blog post. The Doctor is in with Doc Ock on the front with Squirrel Girl. Not really sure what Squirrel Girl has to do with this. Maybe we'll find out. Maybe, I think she has a blitz, maybe. That's probably why. So I'm not going to read through all of this because it's a lot of crap and it's not that exciting, but I do want to talk about the Kree campaign notes that they're mentioning here. So now that Nick Fury is a permanently available legendary event, they did improve the access to some of the Kree characters by changing up where they are. Now, Kree Noble is now a 1-star unlock. That's 15 shards, I think. There's not very many characters that are 1-star unlocks. And she, I forget the gender of Kree Noble, is in Heroes 2.9, replacing Han Sorceress, and Kree Reaper is on Heroes 4.6, I believe, down from somewhere else. 5.6 down here. So, due to those changes, though, Han Sorceress was basically moved to Heroes 3.6 from 2.9, replacing Captain America. But don't fret, Captain America is moving down to Heroes 3.3, so slightly earlier if you are a new player in need of Captain America, replacing Luke Cage, who's still in the Bliss store, that's fine. And then Ravager Bruiser, like if anyone actually needs Ravager Bruiser, is in Heroes 5.6, replacing Kree Reaper. So Kree Reaper got moved down a chapter, I guess, to 4.6, and Kree Noble was... I forget. The Raid Store, I don't really entirely remember where Kree Noble was or what node. Cosmic? I can't remember. It doesn't really matter. And so they talk about the Stellar Celebration events. These are the special events coming around, the 24-hour events. So there's a training module event which starts today. There's a 3x Origin Gear one from campaign nodes that starts sometime next week, presumably, and a double ISO 8 crystal event also probably sometime next week. And so we do have the Doc Ock legendary event coming back around, so if you do need to unlock him, this will be the third pass for Doc Ock. An amazing character, really involved in the countering of Black Order with a lot of the hybrid teams right now in Arena, especially with Silver Surfer. Really important character, and really just a lot of fun. I do love the Sinister Six Doc Ock team. It is one of my favorite teams. You know, I always love talking about him and their team, and I use them to counter Black Order in war. Really awesome, a lot of fun. So his event is coming back around April 5th. This is actually the first time they've actually given us a solid date. Now, there is a star next to there, so I don't know if that's down at the bottom. Little side note here, April 5th subject change, something like that. Not sure why there's a star. Anyways, you are going to need your X-Force at 5-star if you don't have them already, and largely that includes getting a Negasonic Teenage Warhead unlocked at Doom 1.9 and X-23 shards out of the War Store, which is quite challenging for some people, especially right now, building up for Dark Dimension 4 and spending a lot of those war credits on G15 Mini. So yeah, if you need Doc Ock, he is coming back around. Okay, so it does look like we're getting a Squirrel Girl Blitz for whatever reason on Monday, it looks like, and then on Thursday we have Ghost Rider. I was like, well, what's in here? So an April Fool's Blitz for Ghost Rider, apparently. So nothing super exciting there. Some decent City Hero characters if you do need them. And of course, we have Chaos Theory coming back around on April 2nd next week sometime. And we should actually, maybe on the week after, we should be getting the improvements to the Relic Hunt event. They did say that they were going to improve the amount of catalysts that were given for the Relic Hunt event, and so hopefully that comes around next time. But otherwise, oh yeah, here we go. All days are 5 p.m. Okay, subject to change. Ooh, okay. So we might not get Doc Ock on April 5th, but tentatively it is on April 5th, and according to my calendar, that is a No, that is a Monday. That's a Monday. So Monday, April the 5th. So that's when we should be getting his event. And keep in mind, it does roll around stays around rather, for 3 days. So if you need some time to collect shards at the very last minute, probably going to be some offers available. But that's, you know, who wants to spend money right now? And that's something we're going to get to talk about here just in a second. So now that we're done the first half of the video, I really want to talk about my thoughts on Silver Surfer and the exploit crisis. So in order to do that, we need to jump over to some Reddit posts here. Alright, so here we are on Reddit. Now, this is the first post that I kind of want to raise people's attention to. This was 2 days ago, so I'm a bit late to this. My apologies to everyone else. You know, I was sick, of course, so I haven't been able to talk about this. I did talk about it a little bit on my live stream on Twitch, though. So basically, unless you've been living under a rock, there's been a handful of Silver Surfer shard offers that you might have seen in the store. The first one were 2 sets of 50 shards, and these were at a cheaper value. I believe they were at $20 US. I think Canadian for me, that was like 27 Canadian, something like that. So those were available twice to purchase. But there were some people who purchased this more than twice, up to a total of 4 or more times. And this caused people to have an uneven amount of stars. Some people had as high as 6 stars for Silver Surfer, and really this was a bit crazy. You know, there was a photo going around on Reddit of that 6-star Silver Surfer and why this was kind of raised to the attention. And so Cerebro came out a couple days ago and posted this. So there have been some questions in regards to an issue where a few players were able to purchase the offer, you know, $20 for 50 Silver Surfer shards for Limit 2, more than the maximum purchase. Upon investigation, we've identified 5 accounts that through a glitch were able to purchase the offer more than twice, and only one of these accounts that purchased it with more than a total of 4 times. Now, this one here, the more than 4 times, as far as I'm aware, this is this guy named Captain Ireland, who was, I believe, part of Legion Alliance, one of the Legion cluster alliances, and this was a post that was on Reddit and it was circulating there. The other 4, I know of 2 of these 4 people who were able to purchase more than twice. Frankly, though, given that this was made publicly available information on how to replicate the duping process for this offer, I'm really shocked. And I think this is absolutely, frankly, kind of bullshit, that there was only 5 accounts total. I find this very hard to believe, given the fact that the methodology on how to actually replicate this duping of the offers were produced on stream for some people, and, you know, you can find this online on YouTube. I'm not going to tell people how to do this, because, you know, it's a bit questionable, and obviously it's against the terms of service, and really you shouldn't be doing this. But the main problem with this is not just that it was happening to Silver Surfer, but the fact that this was also being replicated across all of the offers. So any of the offers, as far as I'm aware, that were available to purchase for more than once were able to be manipulated in this way that you could buy 5, 10, 15, 20, so on, however, unlimited amounts, infinitely, of these offers. So, you know, those offers for orbs that were appearing for, you know, $1, $1 US, for 1 character orb for these new characters. You know, think of that. Think of that being able to be bought 100 times. You know, maybe it's only 6 shards for $1 or whatever, but then if you buy 100 of these, you know, you get a maxed out character for $100, you know, which is a lot cheaper than you would have otherwise given the normal cost of offers. So, you know, this is really concerning. And so let's continue on here, though. This will be corrected on all 5 accounts, and I think this was corrected. For those that I do know who did actually receive additional shards, I believe their Silver Surfer shards, I have a hard time saying this. Their shards were removed, and I believe they were refunded as well for this price, but this doesn't solve the problem that this presents. And there's going to be another post, but let's finish through this first. Any additional action taken on these accounts are considered a private matter, so obviously we don't know what the hell happened here. unless they divulge that personally. We understand that this caused frustration for many of you to see some other players that had more stars on Silver Surfer than should have been purchasable. We don't want you to feel that you've somehow missed out, so we have decided to release the same offer, $20 for 50 Silver Surfer shards limit 2 for a second round to all players in the near future. So hey, we fucked up. You know, but instead, here's what we're going to do. We're going to offer you the chance to buy 100 more shards, or 50 times 2 more Silver Surfer shards, even though it was rolled back supposedly to all of the people who were impacted. Again, I call bullshit on this because I think that there was probably more than 5 people who bought that, or who manipulated the offers because the information was out there in the internet that you could do this, and I think this is a load of crap. Either way, apparently they're using this as an excuse to make this available to us again, so we can spend more money on Silver Surfer despite all of the issues. And I assume that they're going to start monitoring these excess purchases on the offer, but they haven't said that they've actually closed down the loophole on this, which is why it's such a problem. And so any account found to acquire it more than twice will be at risk of an indefinite ban. Not that they will get an indefinite ban, that they're at risk for an indefinite ban. So this leaves open to interpretation what this actually means and whether or not they will or not. From what I understand, the people who have abused this, some have received a temporary suspension for a couple of days, but beyond that, they were not banned. Intentionally leveraging exploits is against our terms of service, and while we know loopholes like this are our responsibility to oversee, you damn right it's your responsibility to oversee. It's not for us to have to report this all the time to you guys, to have to close down these major damaging exploits that comes to Marvel Strike Force. And frankly, this really ruins the integrity of the game, and I really want to stress that point. And sorry if I'm repeating things over and over again a little bit here because I'm still a bit unwell. But I can't fathom how they've left these things for so long. And I've heard that regards to the exploit issue, this has been known at least to the devs and to the community managers. This has been made available to them at least since August 2020, and I actually think there was a post even as far back as 2019. So this has been a potential issue that's been in the aether of the internet of Marvel Strike Force, for at least a year and a half, if not a bit longer. And so that's absolutely bonkers. And so they definitely have to take action. They have to prove to us and show to us that they deserve our money. Because if they don't close down this loophole and actually prove to us that this has been closed, then, why should we be spending money on their offers knowing that some of us are being screwed because, other people are taking advantage of more of these good offers on occasion, that there are these good offers, usually like the $5 or less kind of offers that are being bought infinitely, right? So yeah, this is a huge issue. The dev team is currently diagnosing the cause of the glitch and is planning a course of action on how to prevent this from happening again in the future. They're diagnosing, so they don't know. They don't know how to close this, and they haven't done so yet. They've just said that if people are going to use that they will potentially punish them, but they haven't really said much more beyond that. And so this was, I think it was actually 3 days ago, maybe 2.5 days ago now, depending on your time zone. And so this leads me to this second post here, and this is just as equally important. So this was done by Philosopher. They both say about 2 days ago, but I think they're actually a day apart, or at least 12 to 18 hours apart. Anyways, Scopely, your post just isn't good enough by Philosopher, and this is really important to talk about as well. So ever since the Silver Surfer exploit came to light, I've been hearing rumors that many players have been replicating the very best offers for a long time. But Scopely's post didn't address the larger issue and leaves the door open for players to keep exploiting. Yes, it does. The ability to duplicate the best offers goes to the integrity of the game economy. Can you imagine if someone was able to duplicate the $25 Elite 6 orb offer we got before Christmas? They could get 6 and 7 red stars on most of their roster for way cheaper than the rest of us who follow the rules. What about the Dark Dimension race? If I raced a Dark Dimension 5, by the way, Philosopher is the guy who did get 4th place in Dark Dimension 4, so this is a valid complaint, or valid concern. Do I need to worry that my competitors are duplicating the G15 unique offers? How do I know that they didn't do this during the Dark Dimension 4 race? And this is a very good question. I don't know these other people personally who are in the top 3. I don't know if there's been any attest to any of this, whether or not anyone kind of, they're not going to openly admit this, but it's highly possible that they could have. Hearing these rumors from multiple people makes me feel like a sucker for paying the normal price and playing by the rules, because I'm told that Scopely has known about these exploits for some time and hasn't taken action because they don't want to lose any money. Yes, we should all feel like suckers because we're paying the normal price, playing by the rules, and other people aren't. And there's definitely more than, there might, going back to this other post, there might be only 5 accounts that, I still find this really fucking hard to believe, that there's only 5 accounts that took advantage of the Silver Surfer offer, but this doesn't include all of the people who would have taken advantage of all the other offers. So this doesn't it doesn't matter about Silver Surfer, it does, but I mean, it's so much more than that, and it's so much more than that. Last night's post leaves open the possibility that they'll keep a permissive attitude towards the cheaters. We don't know what the punishment was because it's a private matter for some unexplained reason. Scopely didn't say that the punishment for exploiting will be a ban, just the players who exploit a risk a ban. What does that even mean? Here is what I'd like to see. A broader investigation by Scopely to determine if other offers were exploited. This is number 1. I cannot have any faith or trust in Scopely in this game until this has been sorted out, until this has been investigated, and we can find out whether or not, to what degree this is widespread, because this is a serious accusation and this is a serious issue. I would say accusation, but it's been proven because people have admitted to doing these kind of things. There are people in some of the top Alliance clusters, not going to name any names, but I'm sure some of you know, where this actually has been the case. And, I find this absolutely ridiculous, and I think that they really need to say something to us. I know it's only been a couple of days, but they're on fire, man, and they need to address this ASAP. And the fact that they haven't come out and said anything more about this really kind of puts the ball in their court, of course, but things are going to get worse and worse and worse, and if they don't say anything by Monday, I think I don't even know what to say. It's just frankly ridiculous. And a public statement that any account proven to have exploited will receive a permanent ban. Nobody should be exploiting this, and I hope anyone watching me does not do this, because I do not think anyone should be doing this. I do not do it. I didn't even know about this until I heard about it, and frankly, it's quite ridiculous. But until this is actually solved, I don't think that I can, and I feel really horrible that I opened up my wallet again for Silver Surfer, because I feel like a sucker. I feel like one of these suckers, and I don't want to feel that way, but until this is addressed, until, Scopely has come out and actually addressed this situation about the exploitation of offers, I can no longer do that again. It was a very temporary, I don't know, a lapse of judgment on my part that, it was that the fear of missing out, what I call the FOMO. I bought Silver Surfer. I did get really good red stars, and I did purchase 2 of his offers, the original offers, but I haven't touched them since, mostly because of the prices is absolutely trash. But they really need to address this. They need to come out and tell us what they're gonna do and how they're gonna fix the broken trust between the players and this company, and this has almost 1,000 upvotes. And it's crazy, and this is only in 2 days. This really needs to be addressed ASAP. Yesterday. This should have happened yesterday. This should have happened today on the blog post day. Why are they still keeping quiet about this? And until that time, I think that everyone should go onto their app store, and I'm going to say this again, I think everyone should go onto their app store and review this game. Give it a 1, give it a 2, whatever you think it deserves at this point. Honestly, this is even more concerning than some of the other calls to action regarding red stars, bottlenecks, and everything like that, because none of that matters. None of that even matters, because if they don't fix this offer mess here, then everything else becomes meaningless. And, and that really is going to start, if they don't fix this and they don't restore trust in the community, this is definitely going to make me, I don't know, question my place in this game, my place, and I might just go back to entirely free to play and try to not think about it as much. But this is a game-breaking issue that needs to be solved. I don't know what else to say about that. So, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, please. This is a serious issue that needs to be addressed, and it needs to be addressed yesterday. This should have been this should have happened by now, and the fact that they left it so long, and I say it's long, but really 2-3 days is a long time for something that's such a big problem like this. Please let me know how you guys feel, and maybe I'm just crazy, but until then, I'm not going to be opening my wallet back up. I actually went back and changed my review to a 1-star. I changed this stuff about the red stars a little bit, and then I added all of this offer exploitation and stuff. And if enough people, you know, write posts, write reviews on this at that star level, maybe that'll start actually making a difference. Because at this point, I don't know what else we can do. But obviously, changing your offer, changing your review, giving them that rating, you know, will obviously impact them there in the App Store, hopefully. And other than that, we just have to hope for the best, guys. So that's all for me for this Friday. And until next time, guys, stay safe, and I'll see y'all later. Boilon angrily signing out.